Hey guys, what's happening? I'm back for a sort of a quick impression video on the anime Monster Musume Iru no Ichijou. I think that's how you say it. Off the top of my head, I'm not looking at the spelling of it, but I'm pretty sure it's Monster Musume. I'm sorry, Monster Musume Iru no Ichijou or Nichijou. My bad. Let me look there. Yeah. Oh, no Iru. Okay, Monster Musume no Iru Nichijou. Okay. I'm just gonna call it Monster Musume for short. But anyway, I'm just gonna do about a couple minutes of impression. I'm not really gonna be reviewing the series. It just doesn't it doesn't feel like something I should review because it's not really serious on any level. Not much. There are a couple different things like in there, kind of. How do we say it? Just sort of a like interspecies type of uh, inserted morality issue that might have sounded really cryptic for um, what I'm about to say, and that's simply, how do these interspecies get along when they've been segregated for so long, and now all of a sudden they can intermix, and we can sort of liken it to, American history, European history, Asian history, etc. Where, not to say that black and white people are necessarily two different species. No, we're still both humans, but we didn't. But white people didn't treat black people like humans, and then all of a sudden now there's no black people, white people bathrooms. Now all of a sudden you share the same bathroom, you share the same fountain, you share everything pretty much in the 70s especially. But what is it? Do they necessarily get along? Like when slavery was outlawed, did all of a sudden, people in Europe and then eventually, because Britain outlawed slavery a long time before the U.S. did, you know, did the two races get along right away? And the answer is no. And to this day, we still have tension. You know, just to, I'm not going to go off too far off the handle here, but a white cop shoots a black guy, and everybody loses their mind. You know, because there's still that tension from the 60s all the way down to slavery in the U.S. Uh, you know, is it racist? Is it not racist? I'm not going to go into I'm not going to go into Ferguson. I'm not going to go into the Baltimore riots. I'm not going to go into any of those shits. I'm just bringing that up as an example. So what I think Monster Musume sort of um, drives home on the serious note is, sort of like a enhanced version of what has occurred in U.S. and European history primarily. Though, like, even in Africa, black people enslaved black people, but let's not go there. Anyway, but what I'm talking about specifically is things that can correlate to American and European history. Um, so it's not obviously, like I said, we're not two different species like the monsters um, and the humans, but there is a likeness there, an exaggerated likeness, and that's what fantasy is supposed to do. Is supposed to exaggerate reality, um, and sort of personify a problem sometimes, or make a hyperbole of it. In this case, it's more of a hyperbole instead of personification. But um, and honestly, so far, I think it's been done pretty well. Of course, I'm talking about the first three episodes as of this recording. I kind of binge watched all three in a row because it took me a while to get off my ass and just actually, well, on my ass really, and then just to catch up with some of the summer anime. I'm trying, guys. I got Gangsta out of the way, and I got this out of the way. I'm gonna do prison school, but I'm sorry, I'm going off again. back to Monster Musume. Yeah, I think in that regard they've done it well so far. Where some people are still ignorant of, the segregation and shit, and some people don't care as much. Uh, Now, obviously, we didn't have to do the whole host family thing back in the '60s and the '70s, but um, you know, it like I said, an exaggeration. So, with that being said, um, I'm gonna move past the serious note and let's talk about the comedy. The comedy so far, I very much enjoy. Uh, it's it's obviously very um, based around a very risque type of comedy, where like in episode 2, where the what the fuck Poppy is basically sucking on a popsicle in such an angle that if you look at it from up front, it looks like she's sucking his dick. It's beautiful. I love it. It's just hilarious. I laughed my ass off. I think the comedy in general, like um, you know, comedy doesn't always have to be sexual, but I think there's a place um, throughout your week, I guess, for every adult, male or female, for that kind of comedy. For your fix of that kind of comedy. And for me, Monster Musume is it. Besides Shokugeki no Soma, I guess, and sometimes Torigo, and sometimes everything else, I suppose. Uh, I'm sorry, but this one is more focused on that kind of comedy, and I like it. It's good. It's not too forced. It's pretty natural. It happens pretty hilariously. Uh, the ecchi scenes are fine. They look good. The girls look good. I'm sure for the girls, the guy looks good. Agent Smith, though. I'm just saying, Agent Smith, though. Um, but yeah, besides Agent Smith, I mean, if she steals him, that'd be freaking hilarious. But I doubt it's gonna happen. It's gonna be one of the monster chicks, and like the opening's pretty good. I'll just mention that. The ending's fine, but in the opening they mention a couple different monsters after the three that we know primarily so far. So it's gonna become like Shuffle, and if you haven't watched Shuffle, I will not say anymore. But go watch Shuffle if you like Monster Musume, because Shuffle is fucking hilarious, and it's just like this, but not as risque or as monster based. They're actually more, though they kind of replace that with demons and gods, but that's besides the point. Yeah, and watch the dub version because English dub is awesome. Uh, there's not much else to say. I like the main character, sort of. I mean, he's kind of typical, but I don't mind him. Um, he reminds me so far of Takasu from Toradora, the main character. Uh, is that what his name is? Takasu, whatever. Ryuji. I don't fucking remember his name, but that's not important. This is Monster Musume and not Toradora. Uh, yeah. So I guess that's about it. The first 3 episodes are good. Um, and so my overall impression is good. I enjoy the hell out of it sometimes. And yeah, I'll probably give it a proper review once the anime's over. I'm not really gonna. I don't think I'm gonna do a week by week review of it. Sorry guys if you're disappointed by that, but I don't. I just don't think it merits a review. I think the style of it is just meant to be taken in as it is, not really dissected any further. Um, Besides what I mentioned at the beginning about the whole segregation thing, that's the only thing that really merits any real discussion when you review something like this. And I think I'll get to that and just kind of wrap it up in one big piece once it's all over. So yeah, that'll be about it. I definitely look forward to more. So hope you guys watch it. So thank you guys for watching and listening, and we'll see you guys in another video.